All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And it's the brother Kwara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And real briefly, I want to go into another lesson, and Lord willing, it do be edifying. And it was something I was kind of meditating on yesterday. And I texted to myself so I don't forget. I woke up this morning, it was still on my spirit. But as you see from the title, it says the heathens, right? Which are these heathen nations, the 17 other nations, because according to the Bible in Genesis, it's 18 nations. And the number one nation is the nation of Israel, which is the Heavenly Father's chosen people, right? Which we know today as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which you also have 17 other nations. But as you see in the title, it says the heathens will soon experience the judgments that Israel had to endure. Because when you go through these scriptures, the nation of Israel, we suffered like no other nation have suffered. I get the book of Daniel, but we have suffered like no other nation suffered, man. The Lord put us through punishments, curses, judgments that other nations didn't have to endure. They wasn't given laws, statutes, and commandments, and say, if you follow these, then I'm gonna bless y'all. And if y'all break them, I'm gonna curse y'all, send all these curses on y'all. And even now that I think about it, when you read Deuteronomy 28, the blessings, the blessings, which we gonna get blessed more than we have been cursed in the kingdom. But when you read it as far as the now, the blessings is the in Deuteronomy 28, the blessings only went from verse A Shalom, bro, Yahweh Shema Shah Brakatah, brother Yahweh. The blessings only went from verse 1 through 14. But the curses 16 through 68. 16 through 68. That's a lot of things that we had to go through and still going through them, man. The point is, these nations haven't had to go through those things that we went through. Transatlantic slave trade and the 1492, the daily suffering, being last in society and on drugs and disease, brother against brother, splitting households, so on and so forth. We had to go through these things. But here's the thing. Matter of fact, let's start with this real quick in Daniel, the 9th chapter. This is Daniel 9. Which also shows that the kingdom of heaven, because now this is a side note, but in Second Ezra, the 7th chapter, it says there was a narrow path between the kingdom, right? In order to get to the kingdom, it was a narrow path. And it says it's a dangerous place to fall, like a fire on one side, or water on the other side. The point is, it says, if you don't pass this dangerous path, you can't get to the kingdom, right? So one is that the only ones who went through that dangerous path, who had to, fight, and blood, captivity after captivity, are the Israelites. And then even when you read like the verse under, it says, even so also is Israel's portion. The point is, that proves that the kingdom of heaven for us, because we the only ones that went through this judgment that the Lord set out in order to get to the kingdom. Only us. But it's going to get to the point, and that's the precepts we're going to pull. It's going to get to the point though, as the Lord taking these curses off us and about to deliver us, now, once we get in the kingdom, now these heathens going to feel like what it felt to be an Israelite in this world. You see, when we get in the next world to come, now Esau, the so-called white man, he going to be sagging his pants and rapping, talking about killing other Edomites. You see? In the kingdom, Moab, his women go be, I don't know. I'm just giving examples, right? But the households go be split. You see, the children go just be on drugs and sprung out. I'm just giving an example. Granted, we will be in the kingdom, it's gonna be a different order of things, right? But the point I'm getting at is that once we get into the kingdom, these heathens gonna feel like what it feel to be a nigga, man. A nigga, a Mexican, a Native American. They gonna feel what it feels to be called a proverb and a byword, to be hated. You see? Walk in the store. Hey, I'm gonna get these precepts, but I'm just, building up to the lesson. When Moab come in my store in the kingdom, I'm gonna tell them, hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. You see? Yeah, I feel sorry for your mother. Like they said in Don't Be a Menace. Right. They gonna feel the point is the heathens about to feel how we've been feeling. And I'm gonna get say one more thing, and we're gonna get these precepts. It's a saying in this world, everybody wanna be black until it's time to be black. Right? Meaning what? Everybody wanna be like an Israelite. Especially Judah. That's the trendsetters. Everybody want to be like Judah. The music, the dances, the swag. But until it's time to be black, meaning what? Everybody want to be cool, be hip, follow the trends of the Israelites. But when it's time to go through what the Israelites go through, the chosen people go through, when it's time to go through those curses, everybody don't want no parts of that. You see, but the point is, we get into the time that they gonna feel what it feel or how it feel to be a nigga or a Mexican or a Native American. Right? But let's get this real quick. This Daniel chapter 9. And I'm going to start at verse 9. Yep. Daniel chapter 9 and verse 9, it says, to the Lord our God belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Talking about the Israelites, right? It says, neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh, our power, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. It says, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. And therefore, check this out. So because the nation of Israel went off, it says, therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. Now, this is the point. Because we went off, that's why we are the tail among the nations. That's why we despised among the nations. Watch what the Lord about to say. It says, and he have confirmed his word, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. Check this out. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. Meaning what? No other nation went through what we have been going through. I'm talking about the Israelites from Judah, Benjamin, Levi, on down to Simeon, Gad, Reuben, Manasseh, Issachar, so on and Zebulun, so on and so forth. All tribes. We all going through it in our own way. Now we're going through the same curses, but some, might be worse for other tribes than others, right? The point is, no other nation have been experiencing or never experienced what the Israelites been through. Not even talking about just in this lifetime. I'm talking about when Christopher Columbus came through, pretty much genocide. No other nation went on slave ships and just throwing up in feces for months. Family split. Soon as you get over here, your child just been taken. You don't know where they going in a foreign land. The point is, what we have been going through as Israelites never happened to no other nation. But now that we about to rule, they gonna see what that feel like, what we've been going through. But it's gonna be worse for them. Let's read this again. And he have confirmed his words, which he have spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. Right? But as we know, according to prophecy, the table's about to turn. Let me get Deuteronomy 30, because Deuteronomy 30 is end time prophecy. That's right now. As we speak, and this is happening right now. So everybody got something. I'm gonna get that by the precepts. But look, check this out. This Deuteronomy 30, right? Now I'm gonna start at 29. We're gonna read into 30, just to show that this is the Lord is using us to fulfill this chapter right here. Now, again, Lord willing, we're a part of that number, but you know how you got Baruch, the second chapter? And Baruch said how we was gonna wake up in the land of our captivities and remember ourselves, right? Baruch quoted what Moses said. Hold on real quick. So hold on real quick. Salaki. But yeah, in Baruch too, Baruch quoted what Moses saying right here in Deuteronomy the 30th chapter, right? So let's start in 29. Because what it's going into, Moses prophesied about us coming over here to America, and in America, we was gonna remember who we are, even teaching our children. But let's start right here. Um, Here we go. Let's start at 28. This Deuteronomy 29 and 28. It says, "And the Lord rooted them out of their land in anger," talking about the Israelites, "and in wrath, and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day." Now Moses seen all this, and this other land goes back to Osiris in 2nd Ezra 13, or called Aratazah, another land, right? Which is what? America. The northern kingdom came first when they left the Assyrian captivity. I believe 700 something. I believe like 700. But the northern kingdom came over to America first. Then eventually what? Judah came. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi into this other land. Right? Now, as we keep reading, it's going to Deuteronomy 30. It says, verse 29, "The secret thing belong to Yahweh our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law." Now, let's get into Deuteronomy 30. Because as we see in 29, Moses said we was going to go into another land in a place of our captivities, right? Now in 30, this is what he about to say. Verse 30, "And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, come upon us well, in captivity, in that other land." And that's where we are right now. The point I'm making is that we are literally in a time to where these curses are being lifted off us as Israelites and being put on the heathens. They about to feel like what it feels to be, I don't want to say an Israelite, but a nigger, Mexican, and Native American. I'm saying it because that's a derogatory name. That's the Proverbs and Bible. They ain't gonna know what it feel like to be an Israelite. They gonna know what it feel like to be a nigger, a Mexican, and a Native American. A wetback. That's what these nations about to experience. But when you read this chapter, as we waking up and the Lord come save us, then the nation's gonna see what it feel like to be a nigger. Finally, right? But it says, now check this out, Deuteronomy 31, "And it shall come to pass," so as we're in this other land, "it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy power have driven thee." That's what we're doing now. We considering our ways, considering our forefathers' sins, what God is in the situation, and how to get out the blessings. We considering that. And what else we doing in captivity right now? And what's cold? Moses seen all this first, man. Baruch quoted Moses. But verse 2, and this was what else is going on in captivity. "And shall return unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children," and even our children. It says, "with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then," and now we repent. So what's next? "That then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither Yahweh thy power have scattered thee." And what is this talking about? This the coming of Yahweh Shai. Because who gonna be the one that gather us? Shiloh, Yahweh Shai, from the four corners. See, Moses prophesied about everything. It says, "And if any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee." Now check this out. So Yahweh Shai gonna gather us, and what we gonna do after that? "And Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed." We going back home. We gonna get the land. It says, "And thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers." And what else? "And Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart." What is this talking about? New bodies, second covenant. Moses seen it all. So he's seen us waking up in first going into another land, then waking up in captivity, repenting. Then he seen Yahweh Shai gathering us from the four corners. Now he seen us going back to the land. Now he's seen us with new bodies, and the spirit of the Lord, the laws being put in us, the new covenant. That's what he talking about right here. And Yahweh thy power will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed. Oh, this is another cut to show the new covenant go come or be implemented once we get saved. Once we get saved, man. The circumcise of the heart will come after captivity, after we get saved by Yahweh Shai. For the new covenant guys out there, right here, according to right here, it's gonna come after we get saved, or when we get saved, the new covenant. Shall I say that? It says in your house. Now, what's the point? We getting that now that we in this time and everything we seeing is playing out. What else is next? Now, seeing we about to get taken out of captivity, the heathens about to see what it feel like on what we've been going through now. The table's about to turn. Let's keep reading. It says, in Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart, Deuteronomy 30:6, and the heart of thy seed to love Yahweh thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. So as all this happening, once we wake up in captivity, get saved, get new bodies, what's going to happen next? What's the next thing the Lord say? In verse 7, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Is they turn on. Is they turn on, man. But you see, Moses seen the build up to where we at now. Waking up in captivity, repenting. Eventually the Lord will come save us. Right? Like it said in Revelation 11. Then we go back home, eventually come down, take over the world, and now the heathens gonna be the new niggas. Right? Moab gonna be the new wetback. Right? You know, Ham, he just be him, he just losing, right? But Esau, yeah, you gonna really feel it too. The point is, these nations about to, it ain't just gonna be no more of what's the saying again? Everybody want to be black until it's time to be black, right? Everybody want to be Israelites until it's time to be Israelites. Now the Lord about to show them how I feel to be black, to be persecuted and you know, sold into slavery, and which that's also, it's gonna be a transatlantic, well, not transatlantic, but it's gonna be a slave trade by ships in the kingdom of heaven. That's in the book of Joel. It's already prophesied. So see, they about to see what it feel like to be put on ships, family split, so on and so forth. Right? What I want to get next. Let's get this real quick. And I know the brother got a precept on the comment board, but let me read this again. This Deuteronomy 30:7. Let me look at another translation. I wonder what vocab got to say about this. And again, that's why I love context. When you read context, because you can't get around that. What is it talking about? You see? What's the time period talking about? So when he said, I'm gonna put these curses on your enemies, somebody like vocab would try to say, oh, that was back then in, you know, in the Babylonian captivity. Oh, that was back then during the Greek Empire. No, that's talking about now. That was going to after we get saved as Israelites, the heathens gonna get judged now. That's talking about now. You can't get around the context of the scriptures or prophecy. Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, let me read it's all say the same thing. NLT. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, your power will inflict all these curses on your enemies and on those who persecute you. It say the same thing. We can move on. So they about to go through it too. Let's get Isaiah 51 real quick. This is Isaiah 51. And I'm gonna start at 21. Isaiah 51:21. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Who is that talking to? It's talking to the Israelites, right? And it says not with wine, because our people just threw. The curse is consuming them. You know, one of the curses said they're gonna be bugged out. Well, you know, the scriptures don't say bugged out, but it say the Lord gonna smite Jake with madness. You know, our people through because of what the Lord been putting us through, man. And you know what? See, we get it, right? The heathens don't get it. You know how they scoff at us as if, you know, we niggas and we just downtrodden and pick yourself up by your bootstraps. They saying that because they don't get how I feel, man, to go through these curses. Like, they don't really get it. So what the scriptures say, they scoff at oppression in Proverbs, I believe. They speak loftily concerning oppression. They don't really care about it because they're not going through it. They're not experiencing it. They don't know what it feel like firsthand to just be shitting, not shit, you know, you know, you know, but they don't know what that feel like though. You walk, like I seen a meme the other day, as a Jake, he was like, why when I walk in a store and even if I don't buy nothing, I walk out, I feel guilty. And that, like, yeah, even when you walk in a store, you just feel like people looking at you, waiting on you to steal or something. See, these nations don't know what that feel like though, but they're about to. You see? And then in the kingdom, we gonna look down on them and like, man, pick yourself up, by your bootstrap. Stop all that crying. See, the tables go turn, just like Lazarus and the rich man, right? Lazarus, suffered, but once it's all said and done, Lazarus was good. Then once Lazarus was good, the rich man started suffering. And what he said, man, come help me, man. Make it a little easier for me, Dip. Make this affliction a little lighter for me. You see? Meaning what? They gonna start complaining. You see how they call us victim? We got the victim mentality. Niggas got the victim mentality. You always want to blame mothers. A victim mentality. Really, Esau got the victim mentality. Going back to Cain. Once you kill Abel, what you did after that once you got called out? What Cain did? Played the victim. Oh my God, this judgment too much for me. Crying. What Esau did? Once he wanted to kill Jacob, after he sold his birthright, then he lied talking about, man, Jacob stole it, man. What he did? He played the victim and started crying. Just like a Karen. That's a Karen spirit. Playing the victim. You see, it's in Esau's spirit to just play the victim. So the point is, when we get in the kingdom, you know how nowadays, when we complain about what we go through, so-called blacks or Mexicans, they say, oh, it's whatever. Everybody been through that. They gon' when the tables turn, they gonna feel the same. Going back to Lazarus and the rich man, he was trying to ask for help. Man, please help me, man. Help me, please. Help me, please. Where Abraham told him, you good. You good. You good. You got to go through this now. So we ain't gonna show them mercy, and we ain't gonna show them no mercy. We gonna tell them pick their ass up by their bootstraps, man. Let's finish reading this and Salaki for the rant. This Isaiah 51:21. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus saith Yahweh, thy power, and thy God that pleadeth the cause of his people. Check this out. It says, behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury, thou shalt no more drink it again. That gave me chills, man. You see? So what we have been going through as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Lord said, y'all ain't got to worry about that no more. I'm taking that from y'all. You see? Like, I know it's somewhere else. I think it's in Isaiah. How I say, I think like 42 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But it says how our warfare is accomplished as the Israelites. We at the end of our captivity. We at the end of the curses, man. Think about that. We at the end of Deuteronomy 15 through 68. We coming to the very end of that. And just so happen there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Or should I say, Yahweh Shai at the end of the tunnel? You see? But the point is, now what's going to happen? If the curses that's been sent in the earth, that spirit of just judgment and negativity, what if that's taken off us, just like riches, right? When the kingdom translated, riches don't go, no, it's just transferred. You see, gold and all that resources, it don't just disappear, it's transferred to others. So these curses, when they get taken off of us, that spirit of just judgment, who is going to be put on? It's going to be transferred to these heathens. So let's read 22 and read into 23. It says, thus saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, and thy God that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. But what? But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee. Who is that? The heathens, mainly Esau, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and that's the street to them that went over. In other words, these people just been walking all over us, and you actually have literal pictures of that in slavery when Edom might be sitting in a chair, and for his feet to be propped up, he'll have a little Israelite girl, a Judite girl, on all fours to prop his feet up. Well, the Lord said, "Now we about to see what that feel like." You see, we about to see what it feel like to dash some babies against stones, just like Christopher Columbus and them back in 1492. They'll hang pregnant Northern Kingdom women up and cut the babies out of their stomach. The Lord ain't forget none of that. But guess what? We done with that part. Now they about to experience that, man. Let's see. I believe that's it. Let's see what brothers got. Hey, shalom to the Akim too on the comment, boy. Y'all about Shemal Shabrak a thumb. Khan, yep, that is. I know it's around 7:20. So let's see. Let's start right here. Jeremiah 49:12. And I just run through what y'all brothers got, because that's all I pretty much had. Jeremiah 49:12, it says, "For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken." Meaning what? The Lord is saying those who wasn't supposed to get judged have been judged. And who are those people? The Israelites. Because remember, when the Heavenly Father chose us in the beginning, I'm going to say this first. He already knew the plan. He was going to choose us, make us go off, right? Have us be sent to captivity after captivity, all for the purpose of what? Us needing his son. So he knew the story. But the point is, he didn't create us just to be slaves. He ain't create us. He ain't create Adam them just, for his descendants just to be losers and sagging their pants. And the daughters of Sarah, right? Just to be some hoes. That wasn't his intention. But the point is, since we sinned and went off, we had to drink that cup. Let's read it again. Jeremiah 49:12. "For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they, the Israelites, whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?" That's a question mark. And who is the Lord talking to when you read this chapter? The Lord, around Jeremiah 49:48, the Lord calling out a couple nations. You see? But right here, he talking to Esau. So he's saying, look, my chosen people have been judged, and I ain't even intend on them to be judged like I judged them, but I still did it. So you think you about to get away, Esau, when the Lord don't care about these nations, man? The Lord don't, like what the scriptures say, they like a drop of a bucket, like some spit. He don't care about these nations. So you think he ain't gonna put them through judgment if he did it to us? Come on, man. The apple of his eye. Look what he did to his son, but he ain't gonna do that to Esau now. It says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Question mark. It says, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. And Esau the main one, and it's beautiful that the brother put this precept next, because in Esau's judgment, the so-called white man, that's who Esau is, the nation of Edom, the so-called white man, woman, and child. When the nation of Edom get judged, when America get destroyed by Yahushua, the angels, missiles hit it, when Esau, the American Edomite, because that's the head of this whole system, when the American Edomites get judged, guess what else gonna fall? The whole system go fall with it. I'm talking about the beast, NATO, EU gonna fall with the whole. And not just that, all heathens gonna fall when Esau fall. And not just that, when you read Obadiah, that's a judgment that Lord is calling out the nation of Edom. But to kind of prove what I just said, in the nation of Edom's judgment, the Lord said everybody gonna get touched. Everybody gonna get touched. Because every you know why? Because in Esau's empire, his rulership, guess what? All nations had a hand in what they did to the Israelites. So when Esau get judged, all heathens go fall with him. And they all gonna get judged together, man. It just start with him. He the head. Psalms 83. He gonna get it the worst. This Obadiah 1:15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. Not just the so-called white man, all the heathen. It says, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. You see that? These people, I can't wait to see a Elamite in a kingdom, sagging, eating pork. Eating, trying to sneak some BS, trying to do some nonsense. I can't wait. You see, we gonna put these people through it. Wait, we're gonna have sections, and I'm gonna have a water fountain on purpose where my Edomites at to say Israelite water fountain only. You see, how they used to do back then, Esau whites only. No blacks allowed. No Mexicans or dogs allowed. We gonna have the same things. But it's gonna be far more better than what Esau did to us. Or should I say worse? We gonna do it in righteousness. But let's read this again. Obadiah 1:15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee, and thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as you have drunken upon my holy mountain, so all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink. And this going back to what they drinking, that cup of the Lord fury, man. Judgments, slavery. It says, and they shall swallow down. I guess this would what his name is, TD Jakes was talking about, right? It says, yeah, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Come on, man. Psalms 2:8, acts of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession. And we're gonna possess these people, man. And as brothers always say, what you do with your possession, whatever you want with it. Whatever you want with it. It's gonna be a slave trade in the kingdom on ships. Again, let me see. Let's get that. Let's see what Joel 3. I think it's Joel 3 or 2. Yup. Check this out. This is Joel 3:1. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again a captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So in the time of the Lord, when that's cold because we in that time. This is a prophecy for now. It says, when he begin to take us out of captivity and take the curses off us, right? It says, I will also gather all nations, and that's what's happening. As the curses come off us, we about to get out of captivity. The nations being gathered for World War III, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat or Yahweh Shaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Now check this out. Going into the transatlantic slave trade, right? It says, and they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Here it is, verse 6. The children also of Judah, southern kingdom, and the children of Jerusalem, northern kingdom, have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Now, when he talk about these Grecians, that's Esau. That's Esau. And you had the transatlantic slave trade and the sub-Saharan slave trade. And even that, you had Christopher Columbus coming over here, taking the northern kingdom, even when he came and bringing them on ships back to Spain to remove us far from our border, right? So being shipped into slavery on boats. Now check this out. It says, but behold, verse 7, I will raise them out of the place, whether you have sold them. That's what's happening now. And will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. It's going to be a slave trade in the kingdom too. It's going to be a slave trade in the kingdom too. Ships all walking. I might just do walking for some of them to remind Esau the Trail of Tears. Just cause. You see? Everything I'm talking about, from the little Timmy, and on to the old Edomites, all of them about to get touched. All these heathens about to get touched, man. But let's go back to this. I just wanted to get that to show it's gonna be a slave trade in the kingdom too. Once the Lord raises us up and we rule, we gonna get our get back. This is Leviticus 25:44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you, and of them ye shall buy bondmen and bondmaids. So again, we gonna have heathen slaves amongst each other. Hey, we probably gonna be selling vocab alone back and forth the apostle to probably go get them first. You see, that ship them, ship them in a container. You know, what's the um Wayfair, ship them in a Wayfair truck, right? You see vocab Malone ship them to the other apostle brothers, go get their rounds on them. Hey, the seven brothers and the mother in Second Maccabees, the seventh chapter, you don't think they go get Antiochus? You don't think they go get their lick back? They even told them they did. They will. So I'm sure the Lord gonna hold that to them, or make that happen. But just as Yahweh got the heathens, he gonna allow us to get the authority over the heathens as well. Revelation 2:26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall, see, this the point. And this coming from the mouth of who they ignorantly called Jesus, right? It ain't just saying, because people say, oh yeah, he gonna give you power over the nations, because in the kingdom we all gonna rule with Christ, right? That's not what he's saying. It's not just power as far as we all get along, we all in the Lord. The reason we gonna have power over them, he gonna tell us what we gonna do with them and why in the next verse. So he even telling you we gonna have power over them, but it ain't gonna be nothing nice, right? Revelation 2:26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And what we gonna do with that power? And he shall rule them with the rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. The Lord ain't playing either. The Lord ready to get his lick back. We think we mad. We think the Lord, he's still waiting. He's still waiting. He still feel play from what he went through. Look, Esau did it to him too. He was in Yahweh was in captivity under the Edomites too. Think about that. He had to pay, he had to give to Caesar what Caesar's too. Come on, man. I'm sure Peter and them, I'm being funny, if the brother Osman Wath still on, but I'm sure Peter, he had to renew his fishing license every year. Right? Peter had to renew his fishing license every year. The FWC came up to him checking his, right? You see, I'm playing, a little folly moment, but let me get this. I'm going to wind it down. Amos 9:11, in that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. Now, what's the tabernacle of David? The time when King David ruled. And when King David ruled, what was the heathens doing? Were they co-rulers? Co-rulers, a CEO and a CFO, and then you got a heathens. And no, that's not how it happened. The heathens was under David's foot. Come on, man. He had garrisons around him. In other words, what Esau military bases. They was in subjection. They wasn't doing nothing, going nowhere. I know as one account, I believe it was Moab. It said King David told them all just lay on the ground, and he'll walk over, I think, every two, and then the third one he'll kill him. Walk over two and then kill him. I forget how it is. Her brother know where it's at. But the point is, he was doing what he wanted with these heathens, man. You had another king in Israel. He threw Edomites off a sharp cliff for fun. For fun. Think about all the stuff Esau doing to us for entertainment, for fun. What he do with niggas, the side jokes and the entertainment, how he get our people to push filth. All that's gonna come back on him. And not just Esau, but the nations too. Moab in the hoods, poisoning out, is also a part of the curses though. But the poison, the women with the hair and the fake hair and the Chinese food. You got Elam them with the gas stations and the liquor stores. All this go be brought back to these people. They go experience what they've been doing to us. They gonna see what that feel like, and they gonna remember it. They gonna remember it. We all gonna remember America and what happened to niggas, Mexicans, and Hispanics in this time, in this world. And when we rule in the next world to come, they gonna remember all this. We gonna remember this. The point is, they gonna finally see what that felt like, though, to be last, to go through the curses. And then the table's gonna flip, because now we gonna look at them like, man, that shit ain't, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, Esau. Stop crying. Stop playing a victim. Because you know Esau gonna say stuff like this in the kingdom. Man, it's hard to be a white man. You know, Edomite. It's hard to be an Edomite. We're gonna say, man, stop playing. All that crying. Just how they do us now. You know? But let's finish this. It says, I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins and build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all of the heathen which are called by my name, saith Yahweh, that doeth this. Yep, this was it. Psalm 73 and 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Right. What we have been through our plight as Israelites, these nations don't look at it as if it was that bad. You know, well, all nations been through slavery. It wasn't that bad. Well, how you know? You ain't go through this. You ain't in the hoods. You ain't got, problems with your woman and households being split. You ain't going through this. That's the point. No other nation been through what. That's why we started with that. What the nation of Israel been through. But it's a blessing because us as the nation of Israel, we've been through this, and now we about to be allowed by our power to put everybody else through that experience, man. It says, he said, the brother Yahweh said Esau is a victim villain, right? Yeah, a victim villain. You know what they say? He throw a stone, throw a rock and hide his hand. That's him. As Esau. But he been caught red-handed. But let's read this. This is Isaiah 40 and 2. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, man. We almost out of here. That her iniquity is pardoned, for she have received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins. The brother Asmawati says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Right? Nobody about to be shown mercy. Eventually, the heathens gonna be shown a form of mercy, because again, when you read Psalms 83, it called out Esau first. The nations, they just following what he allowing them to do. Come over here, set up stores. They just going along with it. They just making money and having fun and having fun being over niggas too. That's it. These nations really don't get it like that. But Esau know what's going on. These Edomites know what's going on. And they forcing these nations to keep us down. The point is, this man have never showed us no mercy. Therefore, when he get judged, he won't get no mercy. Just like Lazarus. That's what the rich man. That's why Lazarus ain't come dip his finger in water to ease your oppression. No mercy will be shown. It says the biggest slave trade the world will ever see. That's right, bro. That's right. And shit, we gonna have, man, we might have them. I don't know how. It might not just be ships. It might not just be them walking. Hey, we got the ability to have them going a slave trading in the air. Swapping slaves in the air, throwing vocab from one planet to another. You see? Let's read this. This Sirach 33 and 25 in the GNT. If you make your slave work, you can set your mind at ease. If you don't keep him busy, he will be looking for freedom. It says you can use a harness and yoke to tame an animal, and a slave can be tortured in the stocks. How Pharaoh, what he told Moses now, he said, look, make the work harder for them because they got too much freedom right now. And check this out. In freedom, now you got people starting to talk about revolts and plans and escaping. So remember, Pharaoh said, "Nah, make this stuff harder for these Israelites. They got too much time. Now they talking about they want to go serve Yahweh. They want to go serve Yahweh." Then I'm saying it as if how Pharaoh said it, right? The point is he made Jake work harder to set his mind at ease, so his slaves won't be looking for freedom. So his slaves won't be trying to leave or do other stuff. So what you think will happen in the kingdom? And check this out, especially that first 1,000 of years while Esau here. It ain't gonna be no more Garden 2.0. That serpent, that spirit of that serpent, the Edomite spirit, ain't about to get in the ear of nobody else. So we're gonna have to be on these people the first thousands of years. If not, you have Esau try to get in the mind of Moab talking about, man, you know you really could. You know ain't nothing really wrong with man lying with, you know they just playing. You don't really have to go to the Passover. Yeah, no. Too much time on your hands. Work. But the Sabbath. But even on the Sabbath, you know how us, like if we got like Sunday off, but you got to go back to work Monday. Now you really can't enjoy your Sunday because you're like, man, damn, bro, I gotta go to work tomorrow. As I Esau gonna be on the Sabbath. He gonna be chilling, but he gonna be hurting. The slaves, all the heathens, they gonna be hurting from them, they wounds. But then they gonna be like, damn, bro, I gotta go to work in the morning. Right, the same thing. We gonna work their ass, man. It says, that's a spirit. Keep him at work. Verse 27. Keep him at work and don't let him be idle. Idleness can only teach him how to make trouble. Work is what he needs. If he won't obey you, put him in chains. Come on, man. Put him in chains. We go. Matter of fact, let's end it off on Psalms 149. We're gonna put these people in chains. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna work these people. Hey, it ain't gonna be, see, in our kingdom, it ain't gonna be no unemployment. Ain't nobody getting no unemployment checks. You know why? According to Ezekiel, what that is, 39, it says it's gonna be continual employment. Everybody gonna have something to do all day, every day, save the Sabbath, man. Save the Sabbath. And then I ain't gonna lie. And because the Sabbath can't, the next day of work will be twice as hard. Or the day, when the Sabbath coming, you got to gather, more so you don't have to cook. Well, Esau gonna hate. He gonna hate when the Sabbath come in. All these nations, you know why? Because that's gonna be their day of rest. But me, I'm gonna make that say if the Sabbath come on Friday sundown and Saturday sundown. Guess what? Work gonna be 5-10 times harder that Thursday. And Saturday sundown, you better be ready. Now, again, we ain't gonna have days like that in the kingdom, but the point is the day before the Sabbath and the day after the Sabbath, double work. Double work. You see? Double work. That's how we doing it, double work. Again, the Lord will allow us to be our own gods in our own, in our own way. We're gonna be like many, just like Yahweh Shai. He's a mini Yahweh. The Heavenly Father is allowing Yahweh Shai when he ruled to see how I feel to be the God, him. That's why Yahweh Shai titled the Everlasting Father, one of them, and the Mighty God, the Heavenly Father stepping out the way and say, son, you got it. You could play me. You could play my role. And when Yahweh Shai set up his kingdom, now Yahweh Shai gonna look at the 144,000 like, yeah, I'm playing my father role. Now y'all play me. Y'all play me. See? Come on, man. We all gonna be like Allah and we gonna be gods again. So therefore, we gonna be calling shots, man. And I ain't just talking about like a manager at a store. You like a manager at McDonald's. No, just like the elites doing right now. We gonna be ordering things in the earth. Who going here? Where these spices going? How much gold was sent here this day? What's businesses being set up? What these heathens doing? We gonna be really delegating things in the earth. Just like Esau and these heathens doing right now, but we gonna do it. And you know how now you have like the United Nations. Ain't gonna be none of that. The scriptures say the nobles will be of Israel. Anybody who got a say so on authority in that, they gonna be an Israelite, man. We ain't gonna have to sit down with Putin and them and talk. Now, granted, I'm sure they're gonna have leaders of other nations, but we ain't about to sit down. What we talking for? We telling you what to do. We not coming to a agreement. We telling you what to do forever. That's what it's gonna be, man. This Psalms 149, we'll end it on this. Psalms 149 and 1. It says, praise ye Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in a congregation of saints. Man, every time I read this, I think of that movie. What it is? I forget it. I forget what it's called. It's one of those slave movies. When he was reading this in Psalms, he was reading that Psalms 27, I believe. But anyway, let's finish it. It says, praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of the saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him, and let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in a dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Subject matter is salvation. So whatever we read from here on out, This is the point in time when the Israelites are saved and we are ruling. Let's see what's going to happen after that. Let's read 4 again. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, the Israelites. He will beautify the meek with salvation. So as we get saved, this is what is eventually going to happen. Verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. We go be in our rest, man. It says, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. For what? For what though? what? And we're gonna read it. What we're gonna read on? But what's the two-edged sword for? Like Yahweh Shai said, we're gonna have power over the nations for what? For what? To beat them like a rod of iron, and what did Yahweh Shai said? In shivers, break them into shivers. You see, like a potter's vessel. Well, what's the purpose of us having a two-edged sword and at the same time we praising our power? We saying, call all Yahweh Shai shine the kingdom at the same time I'm holding a two-edged sword. For what purpose? Let's find out. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. For what? To execute vengeance upon the heathen. One more time. To execute vengeance upon the heathen. One more time for those in the back. To execute. This is the purpose of the two-edged sword for the Israelites, right? To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. That's the part I love right there. We ain't just saying nothing. It's written. Isn't a like Bishop Nate. And what are we reading? The Bible. The Bible is written. We ain't just out here saying he just about to get judged. No, the Lord said it is written in the scriptures. The point is, since it's written, what that means? It have to happen. It must happen. It must happen. You think the Lord gonna allow them to put us in captivity? These heathens allow the heathens to put his chosen people in captivity, but we never get our lick back. Never. Come on, man. That's what we shouldn't worry about. I know we don't, but what these Christians gotta say vocab, they don't even know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. See, we can skip the I got a precept. Well, Paul said this. Well, this scripture say the Lord only came for the Israelites. And then they pull one and say, well, this one say he came for the Gentiles. You know what? Cut all that. You know what? Cut a debate. Go to prophecy. What the prophecy say? Let's get straight to it. What the prophecy say? You want to say the kingdom of heaven for everybody, but in the kingdom of heaven, what's going to be the roles? What's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven? What are we talking about? Go straight to prophecy. If you talking to a Christian, like the apostles of Paul always say, go straight to prophecy, man. If we talking to anybody and they trying to, well, God love, or go to prophecy. Now you can tit for tat, spar, I got a precept, for entertainment, but go straight to prophecy to get straight to the point. And when you go to prophecy, they can't pull no precept from there because that's it. That's it. That's what it say. You can't say, well, he said, no, this a problem. It's written. This is written. And even that, even when them Christians, I'm about to end it, even in the Christians when we pull something that say this and they try to pull something else that say that, again, the Bible don't contradict itself. So if it sound as if it's confusing or in opposition, meaning what? It have to have you have to get the proper understanding to what is it saying, because again, the Bible don't contradict itself. So if you saying this and I got a precept they say that, it got to be an understanding in between that. And that's what the Christians don't get. So the point is to cut all that back and forth out, go to prophecy. Just like this. In the kingdom of heaven, once the Israelites get saved, what's going to happen? Let's read it again. Psalms 149:4. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Well, the kingdom. In Romans 9, what's the glory? The kingdom. So we're going to be happy to finally be ruling. And see this, even as we read said vocab alone was to come up, you got to make each point. What is this talking about? Is this talking about the kingdom, right? Because it said joyful in glory, let them sing aloud upon their beds. After they got saved, and they would have to admit, well, yeah, that's talking about salvation. Well, let's read on. Verse 6. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. Will the Israelites have a two-edged sword in their hand? Even if they don't, what is it symbolic for? To execute vengeance upon the heathen. And ask him again, we talking about the kingdom of heaven, right? We talking about salvation, right? And they would have no choice but to say, right. So in the kingdom of heaven and salvation, which is just one, we have Isaiah 60, Isaiah 14, Revelation 13, many other precepts that show heathens will be in captivity in the kingdom. It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. You think Yahweh you think Yahweh ain't gonna get his payback? Esau put this man in captivity, but Esau put the Lord in captivity. You think Yahweh ain't gonna get no payback? It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. You know, Yahweh said, those of my enemies who don't want me to reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. Matter of fact, let's get 2nd Ezra 13. Because once we come from those chariots, Yahweh go send us. He go send us to the four corners to gather up these elites in a bunkers, to gather up the people of the world. And check this out. Because 2nd Ezra 13 going to Yahweh coming back on the chariot and winning World War III. But what I'm about to read, after he win World War III, he go come off the chariot. And check out what they say. I'm gonna read the KJV. Going back to binding their kings and their nobles with fetters and chains of iron. Because they gonna be the main ones in them bunkers, right? Check this out. This 2nd Ezra 13. And I'm going to get straight to the point, verse 12. Because in 11, it says how Yahweh destroyed them, all the nation's armies, right? Verse 12. Afterward, saw I the man, Yahweh come down from the mountain, come off the chariot, and call unto him another peaceable multitude. And there came unto him much people. So like, and there came much people unto him. This is the point. Whereof some were glad. You have some of the elect, right? Or those of Israel who scattered across the world, you know, that wasn't rebels who the Lord may show mercy to. It says some were sorry, and here it is, and some of them were bound, and some of them were bound in chains. Bring them hither and slay them before me. You have a lot of elites that died to be put to death in front of Hawashai, but a lot of them gonna be brought into captivity, man. You see? You have people will be put to death and have to be born back into their judgment. But a lot of people, once we come off those chairs, gonna be bound, and you just going, bro, man, literally within seconds, going from being rich to now you a servant for 1,000 long years. Think about these Rothschilds. You was rich this whole time, now you a servant for 1,000 long years, but they gonna come bound. It says, and other some brought of them that were offered. It says, then was I sick through the great fear, and I awakened and said. So Ezra seen that people being bound in chains, being brought to Yahweh once he went World War III and stepped off the chariot. That's cold, man. Let's go back to this. So it says, verse 8, Psalms 149 and 8, to bind their kings. Nope, we got to read 7 with it. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, the Israelites. Praise ye Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. We gonna get our lick back. It says, this honor have all his saints. We all gonna see what it feel like now to have slaves, to put people in oppression, to get, again, to see these people going through what we've been going through. We all gonna have that honor from our power, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know why? Because it's written. It's written. You see? But I'm gonna end it right there. Yup, that's the movie, Birth of a Nation. The water, bro. What it say, Esau gonna stare at the walls on the Sabbath, right? He gonna be trying to pick his wounds. He gonna be trying to pick his, heal himself. And I'm gonna tell him this. Look, I'm gonna hit Esau with this. I'm gonna tell him, oh, you working on the Sabbath? You healing your wounds? And look, he might try to use this. Well, the Lord, the Adawan Yahweh Shai said it's lawful to do good on the Sabbath, Lord. It's lawful to do good on the Sabbath. I'm like, nope, not on duty. No, you ain't. No, come on, man. So no, and I can't wait, man. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie. Ever since I was a little child, I always wanted slaves. As crazy as it sounds, but watching those slave movies, I always wanted slaves. I'm talking about white people. I always wanted it. I always wanted to see what it felt like to have slaves. And lo and behold, never knew it was written for us to do that this whole time. Never knew it. Come on, man. Right. This that account. It was King Amaziah. He used to throw them Edomites from the top of the rocks. You see? Let's see. I'll just read it. Second Chronicles 25 and 11. And Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people and went to the valley of Salt and smote the children of Seir, which is Edom, so-called white people, of Seir 10,000. It says, so he killed 10,000. It says, and other 10,000 left alive did the children of Judah carry away captive and brought them unto the top of the rock and cast them down from the top of the rock that they all were broken in pieces. The point is, why we brought that up, we're going to be doing whatever we want to our possession. In this prophecy, man. Again, Moses prophet. Let's get that again. Let's get the Deuteronomy 30 prophecy. Because I know we often pull Deuteronomy 30 and 7, and the curses shall go upon our enemies, but we literally living in that time. When you read this, Moses said we was going to wake up in captivity because Baruch was quoting him. Baruch was quoting Moses. He said we're going to wake up in captivity in Deuteronomy 30. After in 29, he said we was going to be cast into another land, which is America. He's seen it all. And we was going to wake up in verse 1 in chapter 30, return to our power and repent, us and our children. Then eventually, verse 3, he was going to send Yahushua to gather us from all nations. And then verse 5, we're going to go back home, eventually take over the world. Then verse 6, it says he will circumcise our heart, new bodies, the second covenant, which proved this going to happen once we get saved. It ain't happening right now while we in captivity. We ain't got the new covenant now. Our heart's going to be circumcised after Yahushua save us. And then what's going to happen next? Verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. That's when it's going to happen. Once we rule, now these heathens going to see what it feel like to be a nigger, a Mexican, and a Native American, man. They going to see what it feel like. And we ain't going to call Esau a white man, a white boy in the kingdom. No, we going to call him an Edomite. You a Edom, we gonna let them know, you a Edomite. Ain't gonna be no nicknames. White boy, I'm gonna call. No, you a Edomite. You know how we feel, we don't care no more, but you know how Jake feel about being called nigger. Esau gonna be wanting to be called a white person or Caucasian because that stigma of wickedness that's on the name and the nation of Edom, he ain't gonna want to be associated with that. He don't even want to be associated with it right now in his own kingdom. How much more in Isaiah 14 when they say all the world gonna look down on this man? How much more would he want to separate himself from the name of Edom? So see, we ain't gonna have to use code names. We're gonna tell these nations who they are. We ain't gonna have to deceive them. We're gonna tell them what it is, man. We ain't gonna have to deceive the people. We gonna tell them you're Edomite, you Moab, and all that. But the point is, Esau ain't gonna want to be called Edomite. He gonna wish he could be called a white boy. Please call me a white boy, sir. Don't call me an Edomite. I don't want to be an Edomite. You see? But hey, I'm gonna end it right there. I'm been rambling. But Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and confident, man. The Lord about to bless us, man. The Lord is definitely about to bless us. First and foremost, the elect, but the whole nation of Israel, we about to be blessed and to get an opportunity to put these heathens through what we've been going through, man. Or should I say what they've been putting us through. But hey, keep fighting, keep pushing. We almost out of here. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachak. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone, as well as the men that taught them. And peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. Hey, man, keep putting those prayers up, keep putting those curses up, because 2025, hey, as brother's been saying, started off live. And time go move even faster from here on out. So hey, stay dialed in, speaking to myself first and foremost. And with that, shalom.